All right, what's good, word? This is your boy Jay Hicks, and we're back with another video on being the man. So, same as usual, on this episode, we got your usual guests, which includes my boy Champ. Champ, say what's up.
What up, people? What up? What up? What up?
And you have me, Jay Hicks, your host. All right, so in today's episode, we've been discussing lately and want to think about and talk about evolving and adapting in life. All right, so Champ, so what's been going on with you? And when you think about evolving and adapting, what comes to mind?
So, in life, we're gonna come as you grow, as you get older, you move into different environments. And being where we're from in Mississippi, we always had to deal with a either going into an area where people don't look like us or anything like that, and we had to learn how to evolve and adapt. Even when I joined the military, I had to learn how to evolve and adapt because you have a lot of different personalities around you. So sitting around and being able to actually study and see how people move and see how to move in different environments and then be able to have people embrace you because you know I've been in Germany for what 6 years, 7 years now, 6 or 7 years now, and bro, people love me because I'm able to go and talk to people. I don't get it. My wife says, "Oh, you're such a people person," when I really hate talking to people. But I think it's the ability that I grew up in a lot of different environments that people love to have conversations with me, right? And I don't get it at times, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm just evolving. I'm just adapting." Or as one of my mentors said, "It's better to be a chameleon in this world than being a brightly colored bug that stands out."
Yeah.
So that's how I see evolving and adapting. Like you're able to be a chameleon in the world.
All right, cool. Being a chameleon. Or, yeah, the chameleons, like they have to blend, they have to adapt to their environment, develop tough skin. Uh Evolving and adapting, yeah. Like you think about change, and the problem is a lot of people feel as though like, hey, I can't change. I don't want to change. Like that's just not me. But really, in all actuality, in this world, we all must change. We all involved. Like think about from being starting off as an embryo. Let's take it scientific. Some people are into that.
Yep.
I mean, you gotta grow up. Like you gotta learn different things. You gotta learn how to walk. Like you gotta change. Like depending on the color of your skin, like your environment, like you adapt to it, like you evolve and you have to change. And how you mentioned like us being from Mississippi, like at some point we evolved and we adapted and changed within our environment because we're not there right now. Okay, some people get used to and so settle on the current environment where they grew up in to the point where they just stay there. And for us, we saw things or we heard of things, we wanted to explore, we left. And even think about certain situations, and that's what people don't think. Like when you involve, when you have to change, people automatically associate that with something bad, when in all actuality, it isn't. Like even with your age, like shoot, we in our 30s now. We're not the same we were in our teens. We don't make the same mistakes that we did in our 20s. Like we went through different situations and we learn from those situations and we evolve. Like heck, some people think about okay, evolution. All right, so yes, with history, certain things are repeated, but not as often because you know the
Hmm.
circumstances, you know what may occur, and like you don't want they feeling like shoot. If you did something one time, it's like hey, shoot, dealing with fire. Okay, I touched the flame before. This shit hurt. I don't want to do it again. So why would I keep doing the same thing?
Yep.
Like I had to learn. We had to evolve, and that's the thing that what a lot of people feel as though like you're not supposed to do, but you're gonna have to do. You know. And even with that, like, there's anything that you have thought about or came to mind that you want to add to that?
Like as we know, like I got a my daughter here. Before she went to school, she spoke nothing but English.
Mm-hmm.
So when she got to school, she was coming home crying like the first couple of days because she didn't really understand German. And then she started picking up on everything. And then I was like, dang, you don't even speak any English no more at home. You speaking number German, right? So she evolved and adapted. But I look at that as like when you place yourself in new environments, like say for me, for you, like we in travel, we've been places around the world. So, and I
Mm-hmm.
think as parents and as a society, in order for us to understand like the world and have some type of compassion, we have to go see other parts of the world and learn like what they're going through. Like I know it's a lot of people that think, oh, Africa is mud huts and things like that, right? When it's
Right.
not. If you
Mm-hmm.
and when you actually go there and look and be like, man, no, they got builders, they up here doing it like this, you got everything that they have in America, but that also makes you when you do go back to America and look like, what can we do here to evolve and adapt our society into something better for the future of our nation, right? So
Right.
I think we need to look on personal experiences and look at different things that we do and learn how to evolve and adapt, but also teach the younger
Yes.
generation. Like, hey, I want my kids to go around the world, right? I want my kids to go around the world to see everything. So then I'm like, oh, it's not just this way. This is not the only way to do things. I want my
Mm-hmm.
kids to be like, oh, I'm in this environment. I'm in this environment. I'm in this environment. I'm around these people. Like what they say about black people. We code switch, right? You get in a professional
Mm-hmm.
environment. We don't talk how we talk at home. But I don't think that just only applies to black people. I think that applies to everybody, not
Right.
just black people. I think everybody. I think everybody does this. So I think that's what's missing in society today because we have people in America, like you said before, some people get so comfortable in their situations they have never left from their city, from their state. They think, oh, I'm from the country. I go to the state capital. Oh, I'm in the big city. And you realize that you really haven't went that far. You really haven't expanded your mind and you really haven't learned anything from the country. Until you learn, okay, the city, right? Instead of like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, we're going to like, people try to flex, oh, I'm going to Vegas. Yeah, Vegas cool. Vegas is cool. Going to Puerto Rico. That's cool. Continue to grow. Continue to
Mm-hmm.
expand. Continue to grow your mind and evolve and learn different things and learn about different cultures. Because once you learn things about different people, you'll be able to go to any environment. I don't care if you only got $2 in your pocket and you can go talk with some millionaires and billionaires and they're going to respect you as a person because you actually know, like you can understand where they're coming from, even though you don't have the same financial wealth they have, but you have that financial, like it's the rich dad, poor dad thing, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I see things, man.
All right. And there's many ways that we can look at adapting and evolving as well. Like such as in the realm of all right, so you mentioned so different cultures. So I grew up only one culture around me in a small town. Ended up going to a big university for college, like where I met people from other countries, other states. Like the rumors that I heard, I could see and verify if they were true or not. But as you mentioned, like, in our society, like in a certain situation, a certain setting, you have to be more professional. Like you can't always be ghetto or just talking this way. And like that is true. But even with those experiences, me adapting and evolving, that goes on and relates within relationships as well. Whether it's, companionship or whether it is, with friendships. Like, hey, like I think, by the grace of God, most of my friends today are, from adulthood. Now, that's not to say that everything has been perfect because I have lost some so-called friends because we both adapted and involved. Whereas one of us realizing like, hey, you was only here and meant for a season. Same way as within a relationship. Like people are not meant to be in your life the entire time. And we must be okay with that. Like we're learning, we're evolving from it. And then you also mentioned about teaching, which I am an educator. Should I have to teach it? And everybody be saying, yo, like, how can you teach? Well, hey, anybody can teach. You already do it. Like, if you have children, which we must make it known to them, like, you're always learning, like, even as an adult. And that's what I do within my classroom or either even in my school. I let my students know, like, I don't know it all. I don't have it all together. Like, I'm still learning and I'm X amount of years like older than you. Like your parents, like shoot, some of y'all parents first child, like your parents is always evolving. Like, bro, society, like man, think back, like, okay, last night on a game, like we joked around, talked about, the things we were exposed to, like growing up, like first learning the internet, chatting, like using like the sidekick and the Blackbeard. Like we had to adapt to that. We had to evolve like using it. Like compared to the kids
AOL.
now. Yeah, and like compared to kids now, these kids already know how to use it. Like kid could be 2 years old, already have a phone and know how to like use it or whatever. And that's just where we are. And we have to be as people, like there's no such thing as like doing everything on your own. And I made a TikTok about like recently about it because as much as we want to be classified as a hard work, oh, I did all this on my own. Like there's no way like you did everything on your own. So like you learn how to walk on your own, like you learn how to write on your own, you learn your numbers on your own. Like there's no such thing. And when it comes to adapting and evolving, like in certain kind of ways, like hey, you have helped me to adapt and evolve in certain situations. Like and same way vice versa. Like I probably have helped you adapt and evolve in certain situations because compared to like in the past how we used to handle situations, I would have gone about situations, we don't do that anymore. And you know I just want to say I'm glad that we decided to take this time to actually like speak about it because unfortunately people are afraid and I don't know why to admit the truth. And a lot of times when you admit the truth about certain situations and circumstances, like it will set your mind free. Like if you are willing to change, it can create for better depending on what situation that you're in or what thought process you are in. So, Chan, I just want to thank you, for taking time out of your day, which is literally your day and what you 7 hours, 8 hours ahead of me. So like
Yeah,
I
it's
appreciate
almost three.
I definitely appreciate your time. Anything else you want to say for the people before we end this?
Yeah, yeah, man. Just speaking on like, you know, me and you, we've been friends for what? We've been brothers for what, about 5 years now? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 5 years.
Okay.
No, yeah, but like, even though me and you, we sit up here like our wives probably think we hate each other, but like when we're just alone, when it's just us two, we having real conversations. So, and it's not like because we're both learning from each other, and like you said, most of our friends that we have these days are from adulthood. And it's something I try to tell my son, like, hey man, the friends that you have in high school, they're not meant to be your friends for life. It's gonna be like one or two out of a group of 30 that you're gonna stay in contact with throughout your life. But
Mhm.
the, when you go back home and you see, man, he's still doing the same old thing. And I know for you, you probably have friends like that that you still see just doing the same old thing, working that dead
Mhm.
end job. Only thing they want to do is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. They don't want to go anywhere. They're content in being where they're at. And I think that's a problem that we all face. Like, yeah, you have love for that person and you have love for that person, but you have to know when to be like, okay, I gotta keep you at arm's distance, because I have to surround myself around people who think like me so I can continue to grow. Never stay in the same circle
Facts.
that you're always in. Like right now, our brotherhood is like a brotherhood for life. With all of us that's in our little group, even though we got a f up or two, but we all f up. But yeah,
Yeah.
and only thing you can do is like just hey man, continue to try to educate them. If they don't want to listen, they ain't gotta bite the pie. They ain't gotta eat the cake. we're
Yeah.
not eternal. Only thing we're gonna do, we can tell you from personal experience. Okay, this is how you approach this, and this is how you approach this. Just like, hey, me and you was having conversations. I forget, last year when the whole little situation. And me and you was sitting up there having talks from my past experience. You was like, okay, bro, I understand that. You feel me? The whole little situation. Me and you had
Mm,
conversations, but we never told anybody else. It was just me and you having our conversations. Like, it's like, brother, you took my advice, I took your advice, and we were both like, thank you for helping out, right? And I think
yeah.
that's part of evolving and adapting to know when to take advice and criticism to heart and actually try to apply it to your life and know which criticism and advice to put to the wayside. Because, yeah, it can be helpful in the future, but it maybe not be helpful for your situation.
All right.
Just like the other night when I was venting. Y'all was like, yeah, bro, I understand. And BJ said that joke, it kind of broke. I was like, it's like, okay, I understand where you're coming from, right? It kind of
Mm-hmm.
made me just like, but that's part of evolving and adapting because you know how we used to be when we was younger. When you 15, 16, 17, up to 27, you think you know everything.
Hey,
You don't
facts.
know. You don't know nothing. You don't know anything. Only thing you know is you sweating in your areas and you can't get right, right? So I believe that's part of the situation, man, of being able to adapt and evolve and just overcome. Being able to take criticism and use criticism wisely.
Hey,
That's all from me, folks.
definitely well put. Wow. Hey, but again, thanks so much, Champ. Thank you for those who are watching this podcast. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me directly or even comment up underneath this video. But at the end of the day, know that you are loved. Know that someone's out there that's loving you and want the best for you. All right. Have a great day.